All right. So today we were going to talk about, we were like reintroducing ourselves to you because we have a lot of newer members and we've been floating around on other social platforms and we're getting our fingers and toes and other little dabbles of things. So we wanted to come back to who we are, what makes us qualified to do the things we're doing, and what are we doing, right? Who are we channeling? What does this mean? So we want to share all this stuff with you again. I'm Angie.
And I'm Michelle.
And we are sisters. Michelle's the oldest sister. I'm the youngest sister. So our parents were the same parents. we had the same parents. We grew up in like a haunted house. And the guides that we communicate with, that we channel, have been with us since we were kids. They've been with us the whole time. There was actually a story of Michelle being strapped to a board in a hospital. For what purpose? What was it? It wasn't.
I was 8 months old, and my mom and dad. It was always me and coffee tables. I was 8 years old. I was getting ready to walk, and I was toddling on a coffee table, and I went forward. I busted my lip, which I still got over here, and I busted my lip. So I had to go to the Army hospital for them to stitch my lip. So what they did, mom and dad always say, they strapped me into this because I was screaming naturally. So to hold me down, and he's like, you were strapped pretty hard. And he said, like the force of 20 million men, you broke that. And he said, these men had no idea how you broke it because they've never seen that happen before. And they still say that, and they still like deny some of my channeling. But I mean, I'm like, the Loki and Locaeus do not like the whole being held down at all. And we know now Locaeus hates that. He does not like lobotomies, being strapped down in mental hospitals, being strapped down to him. That's what, and he would have flung, and he would have. So that story there, and also them, mom and dad always saying, the doctors said I was a boy. I was not a girl. I was a boy, and they had bought boy clothes thinking I was going to be a boy, but I came out a girl. And again, was channeling the men. So that was like two things as children. And mom and dad have already validated.
Yeah, you were 8 months old. The second time you said 8 years, but it was months.
I was 8 months old. Yeah, so that's what makes it funny, because mom said 8 months old, and she said that they had to hold me down.
Yeah. That's Loki for sure. And every year I had a dream about it. It felt like our parents and us were going on a vacation, and it felt like it was something mom and dad didn't want to take us to, but they had to take us here every year. And we always drove in like a limo to get there. And then it was a nice mansion place, and it had a beautiful yard. And then it would swap to, I'm outside, we're all running around, our aunts and uncles are there, and we're all running around, and we're like having fun. And then it's nighttime, and there's this person sitting on a throne. There's a man sitting on a throne, and he's got like a staff, like a snake staff, and he had like a buck head over him, like a deer with antlers and stuff. And he would just sit there, and he'd tap his staff, and then the concrete in front of him would slide open, and then there was like a pool of blood, and bones would start popping up. And it was like, what in the hell is this? And I learned later that was Loki's shaman. Also, Hern the Hunter is also possibly the same. It also has a Hern the Hunter vibe, right? So these beings are here and have all these different aspects, and they've been showing us their aspects since kids. And this feeling like I'm going to a family member, mom and dad are reluctant. Well, they're still kind of reluctant to this stuff today. They don't understand it. And we feel like this is family, right? We're drawn to this stuff. This is our family. We know this is our family. So it's been with us forever.
Yeah, I've been this Loki, and that was me saying you were protected. And mom and dad, when you're astral traveling, they always felt like they were having to give you girls up to something they didn't want to like. They love you so much in the astral, and they love you so much, but they've seen so many lives where you girls have died for these messages, and I was just a threat to them. They know that. Now they really thought I was a threat. They would have even drove you in this dream, but they drive you not liking it but
Yeah.
they know that we'll protect you. And Nishani was my demon, but my shaman, Baton the Hunter, and I was saying, I have you protected. You may not have understood it, and I wasn't trying to scare you, but in the human illusion, it would have seemed and appeared I was coming forth as intimidating, but I was trying to show a lot of love to show you that I'm not trying to hurt you at all. In fact, I'm trying to just show you it's an illusion, because what you were seeing was shamans deal with illusions. And I knew you guys were going to deal with a lot of stuff happening in your lives, and you needed to know you are protected. But your mom and dad's always reluctant because they wanted to take that human control, not really giving it to the spiritual control. Because, in other, like I said, other multiverses, you've died for these things, and we've died for you. You've died for us, either channeling or physically.
Yeah.
So, but they love you. And that dream is a beautiful dream, saying they loved you, and they love you here and they love you there. And they were just so reluctant. And you still have that dream, but now you understand why you're having that dream. And now you see your soul family. Like you would see Jennifer now, you would see Destiny. You're going to see your girls there. You're going to see your soul family, Wendy and Cosmo, and everybody with you, to say we're all being protected. But see, Jennifer would see it one way. Destiny would see it one way, and that's because everybody's illusion is different. Like Michelle would see me with the crown, like it's on TikTok. She'd see me with that crown, that the crown is my illusion of, that's how this to me is, like illogical. I don't understand how you deny your love, but that's how she'd see it. You're seeing it that way, but you've seen me in the crown too. So it was just how the illusion. But yeah, but we've been with you girls, just to show you girls, we've been there in her car wreck. Yeah. It shows you we've been there. Lucian's been there, with the whole yellow brick road, and all of that happening, and trying to show you girls, we have always been with you, and this was always going to be a path.
Yeah. Jennifer said, I saw the shaman and the hunter before you referenced it. Yep. Yeah. And you would. And having pets named Cosmo and all these things. It's no coincidence. It's on purpose. And Destiny with the hello friends. Hello, Destiny.
Hi, Destiny. You're going to blow the circuit. So no, don't please do that. Okay, don't please. I'm in the middle of a live. Can you make the coffee after the live, please? Not right now.
Make the coffee.
You're going to blow the circuit, bud. All right. We love you, but you're going to blow the circuit. Okay, you don't need your caffeine right now. Sorry, everybody on Facebook Live. I can't pause this right now. If he makes coffee and then he's going to blow the circuit in here, and then we're going to go by for 10 minutes. So I don't want to reboot everything. So he's just going to have to wait. Yeah. So sorry about that. So hi, Destiny. We're not trying to be rude. I have to blow the circuit in the den.
All right. So I guess I walked away from spiritual stuff. Mom and Dad said we were crazy, right? We moved houses. We were no longer in a haunted house, and we both still had interest in extraordinary things. But I think I became an atheist. And then I settled for less than what I deserved. I think I did it on purpose. The more I look at it, I feel like I lowered myself on purpose, because I thought I couldn't be who I really was. Then I lost a dear friend in 2010 out in the middle of nowhere. And I wanted to know, like, hey, where'd he go? Right. And then Ellie got cancer. I just went through a nasty divorce because, again, I settled for something. I took pity for love, and it's not the same. It's not the same, y'all. So I was in a super dark place. I didn't want to be where I was. I hated the life that I had made for myself. I felt like all my choices were just really shit choices. I chose wrong over and over and over again. And my way of validating it was not looking at it. Just like, I don't want to even look at how mad I've effed up. I'm not even gonna look at it. And the more I didn't look at it, the sicker I got, the worse I got. So Ellie got sick, blah, 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 living on my own. So I'm starting to do a little bit better, but everything's falling apart. And I start to see a spirit again, but he's blue. And he would stare at me when the girls would sleep in the room with me. And I knew he was just there protecting me. And I'd tell Scott, there's a man that looks like he's drowned, but I don't think he drowned. Like, his skin was blue and I didn't understand it. Well, it was Locaeus, and he's Atlantean. His skin is blue, and he wouldn't have drowned, right? Because he's Atlantean. So this was like 2012, 2013. So then at that time, I started to feel like I'm forgetting something. I need to wake up to something. There was something super important and I'm missing it. and I'd go to the bathroom and I'd like get a hint of something and I'd lose it. And that kept happening. I just felt like I was missing out on something. Then 2015, we got mediumship certified. So we took classes on how to do this because we both wanted to reconnect. What was that shit as kids, right? What was going on? And as we opened up, it came back.
Yeah, this Locatus, that's because everything is here in your heart. All this really is, you know, like it was just a reminder of who you are. It's already here. It's just clicking it in your head. What is this? What is this? And every human has to discover it for themselves. When you became atheist, all of that was meant to happen because it's meant to show you to find your way back to love. This is all your journey, is to find your way back to love. So if you're atheist, it was your way of prove it. And it's been proven time and time again. And also on, when you talk about the drowned, how you see me drowned, interesting, Loki wanted me to mention this. So I am Loki's Atlantean aspect. And Loki said on the fall, I'm sorry, this really saddens him, but on the fall of Atlantis, he drowned.
Wow.
And he lost all hope in humanity. And when he woke back up, he was in a dark cave because that was another aspect he had. He just woke up in a different aspect.
Wow.
And yes, and you'd be like, well, how would you retrieve that? Well, you can retrieve an aspect. You can retrieve it. And this was one of his, you know, basically to show that, you know, so when you see me, it was, I wanted you to learn, don't be, you had so much love in your heart. And it was, we've always been here. Don't fall like they fell. And because he tried to teach so hard, like, you're going, there's love, but now you don't want, nobody wants to, he feels he's only hurt in the shadows because he's scary, but he was trying to do this first. So when you see me drown, that's how he died in Atlantis.
And that makes sense because the place I was in life, I think that would be the spirit I'd meet. That'd be my vibrational match because I wanted to give up. I was there. So it makes sense why I didn't see like the Locatus we met later in life, more Archangel. I wasn't ready for that. That's awesome.
Yeah, been validated. He wanted to make sure you knew that. Yeah.
I love that. Perfect. Okay. So then you started channeling. Well, Locatus popped out in what was that, 2015?
Yeah, about 7 years ago. 8 years ago, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. And then so Locatus was the first aspect to come out. So then we got to know him, and then it led us to Loki. But with that, he didn't just come out and say he was Loki. We found out in dreams. So my dream, there was a fireman. There's a dude on fire that was in my dream, and he was talking to me, and I tried to banish him to hell because I thought he was a demon. And he's like, "You can't banish me, Angela. I'm not a demon." Right? And he was very aggravated and just over me trying to banish him and thinking I could. He was just like, "You effing idiot." It's like he dies over the ignorance of humanity, right? So then I'm like, well, then who are you? Right? Who are you, fire guy? And he took a bow and arrow, right? And he shot an arrow at a wall, and a book appeared, a book on fire. And then the arrow was on fire. And then the book in fire said Norse gods, like Norse gods fizzled over it. It's like, oh, okay, like Loki. So I had just started reading. I bought a Celtic mythology book after high school one day. I went to Barnes and Nobles, but I'd never read it. And then I felt compelled to read it. And it was to teach me about Loki. So it was to teach us who Loki was. And he introduced himself to you.
Okay, this Michelle, I always gotta say it.
Yeah.
So I at the Renaissance Festival, just a bunch of crazy crap was happening, and I was in spiritual danger. I was never any danger. It's because I believed I was in danger. That's all. We'll do a whole subject on that, but yeah. I believed I was in danger and I wasn't. And so he came out, and that's when I channeled for the first time. It was somebody meaning me harm, and I didn't know what was happening. And he comes out of my mouth screaming at this other person because I was talking on the phone at this end and doing some spirit and doing energy work that was not good for me, which I didn't know at the time. And he came forth, yelled at this person, and this person said, I didn't know you channeled Loki. And I go, I didn't know I did either. And that's how he came forth. And that I didn't know. And I go, Loki. And now this person was talking about Loki 2-3 months prior, saying he was a good protector and all this. And I didn't know, why are we dancing around talking about Loki? I had no idea. This person could see all of them. I couldn't see them. And this person was trying to, in their own illusionary, grab them. Everybody's got their own counsel. So you can't take somebody else's counsel. You got your own counsel. So we just happen to have, and when I say me and Angie have Lazarus, Lucian, and you might have, Susie, it don't matter. Everybody's got their own counsel. And so, yeah, and we got Cosmo. So you got Cosmo, and you're lucky.
Yeah.
So that's how Loki, and he said Loki just cussed him out and said, promised the hells of hound on this person. And it ended up that he endangered Laura with, again, illusionary thoughts, because you can't endanger anybody with nothing, because at that moment I believed in that kind of stuff and they played on that. Now I know that you can try to say, I'm going to curse you. Say it all you want. You don't have no power, so you can do that. But Laura was in this illusionary danger, and Loki got mad at this person and threw the energy down. Didn't know that could happen. Honestly, they can do that. I cannot do that. And I seen the force of him coming out my mouth again. And Laura said, who was that yelling out her mouth? So that posed me to you, Angie, going, something's happening here, and I don't know what the hell, because Locaeus and Loki kind of with me were coming out little at a time. So Locaeus was brave enough to come out first to Angie, but Loki was just waiting for you to go, wait a second, because you did say there's a second one, and because you're having dreams about Loki. And I said, well, funny story about Loki, because that confused me. Then he came out and you said you just felt this force of, and you said, yeah, that was in the dream. You felt the force.
Yep.
So that's what happened. That's how the first channeling ever happened. And Laura said it scared her to death. She said he came out like going to kill somebody, but he was protecting his family. Yep. And he still has that kind of toned down now, but when his family's in danger. But that was my first experience with Loki.
Yeah. Destiny said, I've seen the fire person in a dream. Yep.
She would. Yeah.
In the Scooby-Doo episode as kids, there's a fire guy at the beginning, and I never got to see that episode, but every time I saw it, I think I'm friends with that guy.
We're friends with that guy.
I'm friends with that guy. I always thought, and then another part of me would be like, who the hell are you to think you're friends with that guy? Like, how would you know that guy? And I'm like, I don't know, but I know that guy. Man, I know that guy.
You're very lucky to be friends with that man. Yeah, Destiny would have seen it in her way. Jennifer would have seen it in her way. You all would have seen this illusion growing up, like drawn to these deer and drawn to these. So yeah, everybody's been drawn. That's been a part of the soul family, would have been in some way. I'm just trying to figure out. I think Cosmo got all confused along the way with the roosters.
Yeah.
The fire bird. Because I don't know how the rooster gets, well, I know how the rooster got associated. I know that, but I'm a fireman, not really a fireman, but fire in Norse. I didn't know about the Norse rooster, but
yeah. All right. So then we started to read like the Bhagavad Gita and listen to Sadhguru. And then we started to learn about Shiva and Krishna, right? Well, Shiva is Loki. Loki is Shiva. So it's this in Hinduism, they have a god called Shiva. He's the destroyer of the illusion, right? And the keeper of the illusion. And then you have Krishna, and Krishna represents just love and happiness. And he would have been Buddha, right? So then as we learned about those, then Marcus came through. Marcus is Krishna. And we did YouTube videos, and as these beings started to come out, like Loki and Locaeus had beef with one another that needed to be healed, and then Marcus came through as this all-living being, and he had beef with Locaeus and Loki that had to be healed. So then we had to do these videos of having them work together, because they were like, I don't like you, I don't like you, right? It took us a while to get them to be okay with one another so we could move forward and teach.
Yeah, and Loki, well, because on your side, we wouldn't act like this. On the Lucian side, we act like this because all the aspects. And by the way, Marcus and Locaeus, as we just found out about Locaeus, but Marcus is, again, Shiva and Krishna are the same. It's the same. It's just like it's an avatar. So basically, Marcus and Lucaeus are just of me. They're just avatars of me, and that. And so, you know, because you evolve, you know, you evolve. So I evolved from, you know, Shiva. Don't mean Shiva's energy is not out. It is very much out. And then, but Krishna only comes back every so often when the world's needing something. And that's why he's back, because, and a lot of people, Ram Dass, for example, he channeled, you know, now you got Sanguru. And so you got all these beautiful teachers out there channeling the energies of Krishna and Shiva right now, and different ones, Vishnu, and all of the others that are out and everything else. So the world needs these teachers and different forms. So if you ask yourself, so you only channel these girls? No. Now it's Loki. Now me, I don't go over here. So if you hear me channeling someone else, no, I don't. No, but it doesn't mean Krishna and Shiva are not, because they will. Me, I don't, because I'm very complex and it could hurt somebody else. And you both are used to it. But that doesn't mean if you see me like Jennifer has seen me, and it doesn't mean that I would be in an energy field, but you wouldn't be channeling. Your own guides wouldn't want that, because they're trying to be this pure energy. And Destiny's definitely, Raku is not having that shit. He will not have that. But I work with him. And I work with her guides, but from a distance, because it's like this, you know, like we'll work with you, but you kind of back it up. And that's okay, you know. But now on the channeling, but you'll notice that Krishna will channel, but Marcus will not channel nobody else, because Marcus is in this here. But Krishna will, Shiva will. Archangel Metatron will. Archangel Lucifer, not really. He kind of stays around, you know. But so that just says, so you hear that, people, and you go, well, only blue heavens, no. But no, as for me, I don't travel out much. I kind of stay around. So if I'm channeling somebody else, probably not.
Probably not.
I want to be.
All right.
But just because I know that's a question her kids have asked me, and I wanted to put that out there. So if you're wondering on that, that's something I wanted to answer.
Perfect. All right. So I guess since then we do these Facebook Lives. So we do Tuesday teachings. This is our 27th one. We try to do Ask Lazarus. You guys can come on and get readings and stuff. We have now both expanded to TikTok. So now we both have been doing TikToks. And we have our Spotify playlist of the Blue Heavens Excellent Adventure Tunes. And we have a new website that we just published very recently. It's blueheavens.net. I'll put a link on our page so you guys can check it out. We are offering new services, and we raised our prices. So we took a seminar, right? And they asked us to put how much you charge. And they said, that's way too low, double it. So we did. They said that when you charge, they said healers have this problem, healers and teachers, they want to give themselves away. Right, Jennifer? I know you get this because you're whooped, because you've been giving yourself away. And they said, which is also something our dad has said too. They said multiple things, that if you don't charge a lot, people don't take you seriously. If you don't charge, like, not a lot, if you don't charge what other people are charging, they don't take you seriously, or they're not paying enough attention. That if you say that you're $240 for 40 minutes, they're paying attention. Right? They're paying attention because they're spending more money. And now they want to be like, well, I spent $240 and I got this out of it. Right? They also want to brag about it. So you're filling in those holes for people. So we have a quantum healing vibration editing service that we are offering. It is $75 for half-hour session. And in this session, we channel Loki to look into your energy field to call out and remove any energy blocks or patterns that are in the way of your progress. Loki calls out past lives that have created blocks in this life. So you also learn about the depths of your spirit. This is a great way to really let go, understand what issues you have what issues you've had, and quickly align to your highest vibrational self. Hell yeah.
And quickly, can I just real quickly, and when I do this, I bring out the shadow part, you know, and you got to remember, on Lucian here, Lazarus here. So what this service will do, is I get to shadows and you help me. It's not like I'm doing this by myself. You have to help. This is like, and I'm teaching you along the way. So we're hoping this is a one-time thing. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you what's happening, how you do this yourself. So you're getting a teaching lesson. So this is like, you're getting a teaching lesson. We'll teach you with your shadows, how to work that, what's going on with your life, how you can do this. And then when I'm done with the shadow part, then Angie will lightly channel me on her side, the Lazarus, and throw you into the light of love from the Lazarus, because it works together. And once we do that, you got to fill the shadow void with the love and light, which is what Angie's Lazarus on that end will hold. And any other thing, Cosmo could come in as well. And if you're feeling like real low, he was human, so he understands and could talk to you as well. But and both of these girls will teach you what is going on. And you have any questions, and this also, you get this done, we will answer your questions, because we would like for this to be a one-time, honestly, a one-time, and to teach you. And if you have any further questions, we will answer that for you, because that's a lot, and she will record that for you. The session will be recorded, and we'll give you materials how to do it yourself. It'll be tailored to you, but we'll try to, we'll get back to you a week later with it. We'll write it down what we did for you so you learn how to do it yourself, and then you take what you learned and you do this for somebody else, because that's really what we're doing. We're teaching you. This is a session for you, but a teaching lesson as well, so you can give this back to other people, because you do know inherently how to do all of this yourself. All we're doing is showing you something you already know. You'll do it your way. And you'll get your guide, and I'll get your guides involved as well. I'll give you your spirit guide's name, and you will just get it going. And then if you want to call me, that's fine too. But I want to make sure people understood on that, what it is that we are, on that. And on the readings as well, where we want to, when we do a reading, we're going to as well show you where it's all at, and your spirit guide's name, and how you can do this yourself. Because truthfully, a reading with us is a 240 is you're getting how to do this. We'll tell you what's going on, but anybody that's had a reading with us will tell you that we try to teach you how to do this yourself as well, and give that back to others, because everybody has their own gift, and we want to give that back to you. How can you give that back to others? And we see Jennifer, we see Destiny doing that, and other people we have talked to, worked with, beautiful people, and because that's what we want. And you spread your love and joy however you're meant to do that. We're just kind of guiding you that right direction. It's already in here. So that's already really what we're trying to do. And that. So I wanted to add these things because they are very special. What we're doing, these people, for all of you, is very special. And it's coming right from spirit, and we're here to just assist. And they're doing that at the time. So I want to make sure people are saying, like, the price is, what are you really getting out of that? That's a lot you're getting.
And with a $240 40-minute session, you were sending $80 to a charity of your choice. Absolutely. That's a big deal. And that's kind of what I've been waiting for, is when we can charge enough that the donation is like a wow, right? And I think now that's where we're at. We're at a wow. That's an effing awesome donation to give right there, because you get a reading, and now you can have League for Animal Welfare, the Red Cross,
in your name.
Food bank, right? We put it in your name. And how awesome is that? We also are going to be offering a group session, a 1-hour group session for $400. Friends that get enlightened together get heightened together, y'all. So it's going to be a great bonding experience. Of course, there'd be questions, and we'll allow answers and stuff, but Spirit has fun in these things, and they call you out. You have your own little personal time to learn what you need to learn. And then there's always an overall group message, because there's always some bigger purpose that's shared for why people are there. And that is addressed also to help everybody. And again, these are on SD cards. We can give out that. And we always give out whatever we say you need to learn, we give it to you. We will type up anything you need. We will give you anything you need, step-by-step directions in a little folder, so you know what you need. Handy dandy little notebook for you to move forward, because that's what we want. We want you to get this. We want you to feel seen. We want you to feel heard. We want you to feel ignited and re-sparked in your purpose, to wake up and to live your best life, because it's going to help everybody. We need to lift this place up. People are sad. People are struggling. Things are falling apart. The illusion looks scary. People are afraid. we need to be the ones that aren't afraid, right? We need to be the ones that are having fun. We're dancing as the world's collapsing because we know it's okay. We need more of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what they did on the Titanic.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Just play it down, y'all.
I mean, and well, because Lucas knows all about that because he was on, yeah. Yeah, I was on that and that was very fun. But yeah, I danced till I was kind of in the band getting drunk, just waiting for the boat because I mean, what are you really going to do? But I got rid of my wife. That was pleasant. I didn't want to get rid of my children because I love my kids. But and if you want to know if that was hectic, it was. But no, but for real, they just danced. And a lot of them just dance because you're not going to live. And if you know you're going to die anyway, you might as well dance it up, man. So I really did. And so that's what I'd like to do. We do like groups.
Yeah.
Have fun. Have fun, you know, and bring your own fun, your zany, because we'll match the fun zany. Because if you called for any kind of appointment for whatever, you're going to match the fun. You'll just match it, and spirit will have fun with you, and it'll just be, and you'll just feel so enlivened and that, like, so yeah, agree. Any immersion with us would be fun. Anything, even if you have quantum healing, would be something. Yeah. You know, bring your own zany. We always say just bring your own zany. It's all right because we'll match the zany. Trust me, we'll match it.
Destiny said, I've been working on a message about how hate has been so loud for so long that it's time for love to be louder. It's time for love to move us out of the fear and guilt and shame. Heck yeah. Jennifer said, I'm so interested in this with a bunch of hearts. Well, put your seatbelt on, there's more. Wait, there's more. What are you talking about? How could there be more? Well, get ready for this shit. So, all right. We're going to do a once a month Wellness Wednesday. Okay. So Michelle has what's this called?
Okay, so this Michelle. So because I always got announced. So a long time ago, the Renaissance Festival, I had a friend. She is so much. She's fascinating. She's the one that does the ribbons and twirls on these ribbons. Oh my God, it's the best. And she was part of the swords, a Carnivale, did the swords as part of that. So she was part of something called Beachbody. And they do like Beachbody on demand, but it was Beachbody, and I was a coach under her for 2 or 3 years, and I had to learn stretches because when she goes on these cruise ships, and she's gone on these cruise ships, she can't run a group, so I had to be running the group. And that's how I met a lot of, like, Dana was part of these groups. That's how I met Dana, and that because she said, "Oh my God, I like how you do this. You skip days." And I'm like, "Don't tell that to Melanie." And those were skip days. But I had so much fun because I had no these stretches. I had no the stuff for, you know, to get, and I would break these groups for months on, you know, at a time. And you have to give information. You have to know you got to answer questions. You got to know your shit because it's like, oh my God. But it was fun. Okay. It was great. And I'm thinking of doing it again because under a different coach, because she don't do that anymore, but I'll have a different coach because I'd be great. But but it's a Beachbody coach. And it was basically somebody, you'd run a group. You pick an exercise programs that got so many, and you choose a group, you know, choose a workout, which was always one of these workouts like that. And you like film like a before and after, you know, your whole sweaty face, or you doing something in the workout. You're like, oh God, no. But it was fun. It was interactive. And that's what I did. So that's what inspired this idea. So.
Okay. So on Wellness Wednesday, once a month, we are going to do a themed workout. If we can dress up for the theme, we're going to dress up for the theme. And our first one is going to be March 1st at noon. And it's a Norse themed workout. So come join us, be prepared. Apparently there's going to be how to stab and how to block shields.
So let me show you all. I'm going to show you all this. So, because I want you all to stay tuned to this. I want you to stay tuned to this. All right. So you ask, because you got to remember when you're a Norse, you know, Norseman, especially if you're me, better know you. So pretend this beautiful crystal's a knife. You know, I'm not allowed to play with knives. I wonder why. So this is part of the training. And by the way, we had to do this shit. And I would do this, and I was 5 fucking years old. All right. So here, so you would be, and they, you know, there's certain, I can't see her legs. But you would take like this, and pretend you had, and you would have an animal imposed, and it'd come at your ass, not illusion. You got attacked. You're getting attacked real. So you're like, ah, but you had it kind of like this. So you're going to do all these things and pretend this is a shield. So you had to have a shield. Now you're adding a shield. Or you had to rotate this shit because why did you get on the other side? So now you're doing this. So you get to learn all these fun things.
Yep.
There's more. That's just a preview. Now it's just a preview.
She said, Destiny said, I'll get my workout and laughs for sure. Oh, it's going to be a hell of a thing. When we were dancing to Double Barrel, we like lost our breath at 2.5 minutes. And I thought that ain't good. So it inspired this Wellness Wednesday. I walked yesterday because I've gained 25 pounds and I need to lose that shit. Okay. What's another damn thing you guys that we're doing? Fun Time Friday. Once a month, we're going to have a Fun Time Friday. Shenanigans will be had by all. Expect the unexpected. Okay, is all I have to say about that. We don't know when that one will be, but we will let you guys know. Cosmo's Corner is going to come back once a month because who doesn't love Cosmo, right? And his next thing, he's going to be talking about suicide, you guys. He's going to be getting real. He's going to be getting real with us about stuff. Destiny said, I'm soft, girls, real soft. You gonna get stabby. You gonna unflabby, get stabby.
Well, Destiny, I can add stuff on your side if you really want to get into it. No, I won't do that. I love Destiny.
Yeah.
You're a kid and you want to play and you don't want to do that shit. Oh my God. It is, and I don't feel like, okay, so a lot of it we'd astral up. I don't think the girls, if you all want to do this, you can levitate up and we do a lot of things and you do upside down stuff.
I like it.
But since you guys can't levitate, but if any of you wants to levitate and want to join that, you may, because there's a lot of, well, you all can levitate. You just got in your damn brains. You can't do it.
No.
You can.
I know.
Levitate.
When I used to watch Beetlejuice, right? And Lydia was floating around, Winona Ryder. I always thought, like, why am I not doing that? I know I can. And I sit there like, I know I can float around. I'm going to float around one of these damn days again because I'm sick of being told I can't float around.
Or you can. Well, quit. Well, if Jesus can do it, you can do it. If
Even
he can walk on water.
That guru said that you could do it too.
You can float. You can go on water. Well, watch a guru. They'll just sit and they just levitate. I mean, that's in your realm. You can do these things. So if people try to pull the whole negative thing, no, that's why I can't levitate. It's why, because no, you can't. It's the human. It's your human heart. Where have you expanded? What are you at? What do you believe? And yeah, the guru just knows they just cut the bullshit. Like what's Lucian? What's your shadow? I don't get that. They've worked it out. But how many lives did it take them? Because you got to remember this life you got now. How many times have you been living it over and over and over to attain that? Yeah. Because if you feel like you're still, then it's another life and you're going, not again. But if you remember, you'll have certain triggers and you'll fix these triggers. I guarantee if you're watching this, you're probably not doing this again.
Yeah.
But I can't say that, but I would almost bet no. And Angie, you will levitate. I will swear to God, you're going to fucking levitate.
I know I will. I've known since I was that I would do it. I've seen myself do it. I'm going to do it.
Well, Scott has. Scott's levitated.
God, he lived.
Well, no, for real. He levitates. When he sleeps, he levitates. Watch him sometime.
Huh.
You don't remember.
It's his farts. His farts.
Laura's in here. I'm sorry, everybody. It's his farts.
Jennifer said, this looks so fun. I'm not a fan of working out, but this sounds fun. I will go outside and work out with you while in nature. I'll go to battle with some bad sprites or something. I've been thinking a lot about death and suicide. I just posted about this. Huh. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what Cosmo wants to hit on that subject as well, because and this is Cosmo, but it's an epidemic, dude. And I have expanded up. Yeah, wife went on a date. And so we won't talk about these things.
Yeah.
But and had I not expanded, that would not have been nothing. But no, I watched I don't know. There's just too much hate, and there's so much, and I see my dumb shit, what I did, and I know how to help the dumb shit, I know how, and I'm very qualified. I mean, if you saw my dead body, I'm qualified. And I'm sorry about that, Angie, but if you saw my dead body, you'd be like, ooh, I have often described it to people going, oh my God, that's how you died. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But no, I'm qualified because I died suicidally. And I have talked about it, and I like with her kids, and I have talked about these things, and I just see your Facebook posts and all this shit, and I'm just, yeah. And Jennifer is, yeah, and it's a thing. So I want to come back, because it don't just hit men, it hits women, it hits kids, it hits all stages of your spiritual. And you can be a spiritual teacher. Let's just say you are spiritual. Like Michelle's going through this bullshit. It's great. She's like, well, I can't be teaching as a spiritual teacher if I got some emotionary bullshit. I go, no, that's part of your experience. You can teach that. She's not trying to do any of that. It's just, she's got some, her divorce was final last year, man. And she's just going through this, and the change that any human would go through. Yeah. And she has some low points, and then she got some high points, but humans do that. But there's sometimes you get so deep down that cave, y'all, you can't get the fuck out, man. And I know and feel that shit. And in that book that you're writing, being wrote, is Angie can tell you, writing my side of the bullshit, it was bullshit. And now that it happened, I can also say bullshit. And it needs to be acknowledged more, dude. It just really, I'm not going to bring popcorn and laughs and bubbles on mine, and maybe just to make it, but, and there will be no working out. If you want to work out on mine, we can do that. There's not going to be,
shots. You doing shots, brother.
Oh, yeah. Be like, shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your sister will be crocked by the end of the whole thing.
Yeah, Jennifer said, I think there's a collective depression going on. Yeah. And that's kept me in the dark for a long time too. Like, I have to reach Jesus level perfection before I can confidently speak, but that's so counterproductive. Okay, so that brings me to a dream we had. So we're writing this book, right? And our dad has read it, and our dad offered up some advice. And then I had a dream, and in the dream, Jesus came and he said, you need to mention me more. And I thought, okay, yeah, I get that. And he said, problem is people see him as perfection. So they feel intimidated by his presence, which is why we are having Loki and Locaeus and these other beings come forth, is because they might feel more comfortable with them than with Jesus. And Jesus wasn't like a fan of that, right? Because he's not perfect. He said, I wasn't perfect. He didn't like that people thought he was perfect.
Well, and this is a Loki on my point. Well, on the Lazarus side, I mean, you'll hear Angie talk about, you will not hear that on Lucian's side. So, I mean, and I'm not saying we're against any of that, but there's, for a lot of people that don't want to hear about it, but it can be sought the same message. And we're not saying he never walked, as he did, but the message can still be conveyed. And that, but from a deity standpoint, none of us are perfect. And we just speak from spirit. Jesus comes from spirit. We come from spirit. And we're all one and the same thing. You might mention, well, when we say divine, we don't say God, because it's the same thing. You can say God, you can say whatever, because we don't believe that anything controls you. God don't control you. Jesus, and a lot of people think Jesus controls, and you have to follow. So it means it feels like you're taken away from you. And a lot of people have that problem. And Jesus is trying to say no. And I get his point. But on the other point, we know, because look at me. I didn't want somebody telling me, because that was my problem in Atlantis, is I would say there's something watching you, loving you, and they'd be just not liking that because something's trying to control it. But that was not the thing. When I came here and I was shadow and I taught you to look within you, but I didn't say it like that, people listen, but not everybody, because people want to hear about the light. Yes. So that's why you got Lucian and you got Lazarus. So I agree on Lazarus on that side. That side needs to mention Jesus more. And I get it from that point. but you will not hit it from our side, not because we don't disagree, because we're trying to hit basically we will hit everybody, every single person we will understand. So, because we want you to do that. So if we don't say anything, Jesus, we do believe in Jesus. We know Jesus. We know all about that. Handshake with Jesus, we get that. But I'm just saying, from our point, we can teach the same message on our side, but on Lazarus, and people do need to mention, like, God and Jesus have had such a horrible, horrible name now. You do it in the name of Jesus. And that's another thing, and bad things are happening. Yes. Like Michelle's watching Sister Wives, and you can't do this. You can't have multiple wives. You can't do this. In Atlantis, that was the thing. You had multiple wives. A woman would have multiple husbands, and a man could have multiple wives. And it was okay. But because the church says you can't, and so it's like no, everybody's got it all wrong. You got it messed up and stuff like that. So Jesus doesn't teach hate. He doesn't teach, if it comes out that way, and he's tired of people starting wars in his name. He's tired of Kool-Aid people happening in Jesus' name, and I come out as Jesus and mocking. He don't like that. So and people think he's perfect, but there's missing years in the Bible. So there is missing points. He had to learn. He had basically, his mom favored him over his brothers and sisters. They did not like him. So he had to grow up like that. That's how Marcus grew with Krishna. It's the same thing, grew up the same way. And you don't hear that. But he doesn't want you to know about his imperfection. He wants you to know about the perfection, but he was in a human body. He wasn't perfect. So, and I'm not saying, so your dream is valid. And if you notice, it only came from the Lazarus side, but because we want to cater from all angles and that. So we do believe in his teaching. Locaus, that's what we teach. Locaus, we will teach his teachings. And if we do mention Jesus, then that, but for the most part, it would come over here. But I agree, his name needs to be brought to a better light. Yep. And we're not saying dimming his light over here. It's just we're teaching a different, because Jesus walked in the shadows as well. There's a lot about nobody understands. They said that 40 days. And can I enlighten something of everybody here? This probably got it on the attention of Jesus. Yep. So everybody says when he walked at 41, he was fighting Lucifer. He was dealing with his shadow selves and communing with the shadow part of him, which would have been Lucifer. Lucifer wasn't out to get him because he understood that's illusion. Nobody can hurt you when you're in this state of love, and Jesus was in the state of love, and he understood that was an illusion. So he understood. So this, all it was him, like going into your head and hermiting. Jesus was hermiting on a mountain and hermiting. He didn't go somewhere else with a different realm. He hermited. He had to get rid of the shadow parts of himself. And I say get rid of it, he didn't, because you're human, you never really do. But when I say Lucifer, all that was really, he was just with his shadow self and knew that was an illusion. And he could, because to teach these people saying, I'm under that influence of the devil, there is no devil. So he'd have to influence, though, there is no devil. That's just you going crazy. So Lucifer is not this horrible, evil thing, because that wasn't what happened with that. So Jesus would talk to that parts of things too, because he understood all of it. He didn't cut his wrist to draw blood and do this whole little circle thing, this little ritual of Lucifer. No, because it's stupid. But Jesus was a beautiful teacher, and everybody here is a beautiful teacher, and you teach in your own way with ever influences you. It doesn't, as long as you're teaching good, you're teaching somebody to expand their love. Jesus just does not want his name out in this bull crap. Lucifer don't want this either, but Lucifer is so trashed right now, but Jesus's name is, and so is God. And that, so we need more people and this hate is out in this world, but that's everybody's illusions of what they feel and what they feel and what they feel. And in destiny, you don't have to be perfect to get the message out. The fact that you can give a message imperfect is better, because if you come across perfect, nobody wants to hear you, because in there, everybody thinks you got it together. Nobody wants to hear your word. You come out imperfect. When I say imperfect, vulnerable, authentic, however you come out, that is the message you give. Yeah. And you just be you. Jesus didn't try to be perfect. He just went out to give a message, and that's all he did. We don't try to be perfect at all, because we aren't perfect. We just going to say whatever, and oh my God, how did Loki get into that subject? Yeah. So you don't have to be perfect. So I wanted to give that to Desi, and I did hear that. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't mean to go and take a long time on this, but I just wanted, because people I know I'm answering questions her kids have asked, and I know probably will be asked. if not, whatever. So I just wanted to like hit on that. Sorry, it's kind of
That's all right.
because anger makes me mad. This world is just, it don't need to be. And it makes me angry just as much as everybody watching this. It irritates me. I want to go home. Before planet's in, I'm tired of this bullshit. I want to go home. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. No more than a human wants to deal with it, but it's everybody's illusions that they're right. It's ego and control and blah, blah, blah. But that's why spiritual teachers are coming out to teach you blah, 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 and get you blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In our book, we are on chapter 3. It is moving right along. We are very proud of it. We are very happy to get it out, hopefully soon. And we're thankful you guys come along with us and learn with us. Again, we learn from you guys too. We're all like a group. I love hearing that Jennifer had visions and Destiny's had visions of Loki too. That's awesome. We're all connected. It's all connected. And we all, like, I went to get water the other day and I screamed at the illusion that I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I just kept saying, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you anymore. Right. Like jumping up and down because I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm not afraid of it anymore. Every time someone tells me something that the news has, I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm not afraid of it anymore. We can't be. Pink just released a new album and she said just like, I don't remember exactly, but like, it's just turbulence. Right? Just write it out as just turbulence, whatever it is, just it'll straighten back out. Just keep going for it. We got this shit, ma'am. And Cosmo wrote his section of the book about suicide. So maybe on Cosmo's Corner, maybe we read that.
This Loki. I think can I tap on one more thing and then we can. Tap. Okay, so you hear about Lucian. We don't say Lucifer, we say Lucian, and it's the same. We just say Lucian. You can say whatever name. He's not going to say, oh my God, you said my name wrong. But I would like to add that if you are talking to Lucifer or demons, when we say that they're from a different realm and they don't care about you humans, period. They don't care about you humans. And curses and things. So if somebody is saying to you that Loki and Lucifer are not the same, they're full of shit, because look at the history side by side. Come on. It's just idiotic to think that. And if somebody is saying, well, I'm a demonologist and I'll get rid of your demon, that's your shadow. Demons don't care about you. So get that out of your head, period, because these are creatures that just stick to themselves and hermit. They don't care about you. But don't believe for these things if somebody says that I'm going to place a curse on and break their whatever, because Michelle's kind of going through this ego bigot right now, and Michelle don't buy any of this bull crap, whatever. He can say whatever he feels, and that he has his little lackeys involved, and there's nothing can happen because you don't believe it. If you don't believe it, nobody can do anything because they don't care about you as a human. They don't care about that. If somebody says, well, I'm drawing blood to contact this demon, all you're doing is you're mixing with an energy with another flood of person that hates whatever. So all you're doing is mixing your lifeblood with somebody else's lifeblood for more hate, if you are doing work with the demon. So I want you to understand when you're doing that stuff, what's actually happening. So might check your information. If you're going to a demonologist, you feel, make sure they're qualified, 10 years or more, or they're a Catholic priest. But I can honestly say that's a shadow. Go to your shadow. And we do not do that. If you decided you want to play with fire, go to somebody that deals with the fire, because one, I deal with illusion, but I don't deal with that part of stuff. If you get yourself in a sticky mess, go somewhere else. Because if you seriously believe you're cursed, if you really believe that something's on you, you will create some kind of chaos on you because you'll manifest it. And like I said, it's not going to be anything. No, like I said, demons don't care about you. They don't care about you. They really don't. It's like a hermit. And it's like when you're in your darkest place, Angie, do you really care about other people around you? No, you just want to be left alone. You want to be with your fam. Well, they want to be their fam. They could care less about you. They don't want nothing to do. They think humans are idiots and stupid anyway. They don't want nothing to do with you. And that's good for all of you. They're not all negative. They just want to be left alone. Like, leave me the hell alone. Don't mention me in horror flicks anymore. We're tired of it, whatever. So I'm just mentioning that because all kinds of people watch this. They hear Lucian, oh my God, and Lilith, and oh my, so you can, no, we don't do any of that stuff. We are, like Lucian deals with shadows, but it's the good light of the shadows. All of it. There is no good, there's no bad. Shadow's not good or bad. It's just shadow. There's just shadow, and light is the same. It's just how you perceive it to be. Whatever. If without a shadow, you're not going to go to the light. You have to, that's how you're learning. But some people do perceive and believe it so much in their heart. And you create it, like if your world just like there, well, somebody put a curse on me. No, you believe it. Nobody can do, you got free will. Nothing. If you're getting attacked in a dream, it's something attacking you that you created in here because you feel that you need. Your cousin came to me and said she was getting scratched because something was attacking her, but it was her own shadow self attacking her to wake her up because there was a message that she wasn't getting. It was just her. Once we addressed it, it stopped because it was just her trying to wake her up. See, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So I did want to mention that. So you look at the services, you say, no, there's no exorcisms. We don't do that because we don't believe in these things. If you do, then find a qualified that says, but if they say are demonologist 10 years or more, and I'm being dead serious, if you seriously, because some people really think that's what I'm possessed by a demon. There's a lot of famous people that think that. And if you think that, that's sad because you're not. They don't care. But I just wanted to mention that again, you have free will. Don't let somebody else. There's a TikTok. I have black and white, and that's how I see the world. When you're spitting hate and ego and control, because Lucifer's none of these things, and none of these demons are this at all. I see the world in black and white. But this is a choice to teach. And a lot of humans, you're spitting hate. That's what you're doing. And you're seeing your world, and you should see in color. It's beautiful here. It's not meant, I would love to see in color and beauty, but I don't want to because I can't teaching how to help this hate and this bull crap that you humans are going through. If I'm in this love and light and kind color, but part of my illusion is black and white. And I don't want that for a human. If you got the choice of a color, live your life. I don't want you to think somebody's going to curse me. Somebody's going to take away my free will. Somebody's going to take away, and whatever. And Sylvia Brown said it best when she said, I'm a medium psychic. I pissed a lot of people off. I probably got a voodoo doll with somebody sitting there going, oh my God, Sylvia, I'm gonna kill you. And I'm still here talking. I'm still here bitching. So here you go, everybody. Yep. That's kind of how our view is it too. So we don't buy into any of that stuff. But if you are doing that, great. But just know it's an illusion. So don't let somebody buy you into an illusion. That's because we love you. We don't want you to fall into traps, fall into things that aren't true because you got free will. So remember that. If you don't believe it, it's not going to happen to you. You can't manifest what you don't believe. You have to, and that goes for the positive. If you don't believe something, you're not, but it's not all about positive and your life is going to be all kinds of ways, but we just want to kind of clarify. I wanted to clarify that. And I'm sorry, Angie, again, I went off. But a lot of Cosmo, when he did what he did, he believed he was cursed. And he believed he heard voices that led to that, which is why I mentioned that. You talked about the suicide. The voices he heard was himself. And I had to enlighten that. Imagine he dies, he thinks he's going to see hell, and he sees me. Well, similar. But I had to enlighten him there was no devil. There was no this. And he wanted that out as much as I wanted that out because he thought he was cursed. He thought somebody cursed him. Well, somebody walked by him and said he was cursed. So a lot of bad things happened because he started believing he was cursed. And when he died, he thought he died as being cursed. And I wanted to make sure, because suicide, I don't know. I just want anyone to make sure everybody got free will, and it's not true. So I'm sorry if I went, it did deal with Cosmo, and I didn't want to throw that out to people because we love you.
Yeah. It's all good. And people shouldn't be trying to throw around crap energy anyway, and you should judge someone by their character and the way they've treated you and not necessarily go for whatever someone said about someone. And sending negative energy to any spiritual teacher is completely ignorant. They'll see it coming and it goes back to you, and it goes back multiplied 3 to 20.
20. We said it 20 times back.
You should know better.
Yeah, we send it. What happens is if attacking in dreams is on cool when you think you're doing it, because the energy will come, you're just sending, all you're doing is negative hate, and it will be sent back to you 20-fold, especially when you're dealing with demons. They don't mess with your crap because it's just stupid. Because it's an illusion again, and you're believing it, but you're just sending negative hate energy to a spiritual teacher. We see it, trying to break whatever, being sent back. So it gets back sent 20-fold, and And by the way, I feel bad, and we do not get rid of that. So if you were stupid enough to fold into that illusion, find somebody to get you out of that illusion, because we don't do that. But again, that's what Angie said. That's pretty sad. There's two sides of every story. Ask the other person their side of the story before you buy into somebody's crybaby stories. Apologize. I'm not really going to apologize because this person's an idiot. Sorry.
So we're here to help you. And a lot of you show up for help. So if this is what you choose after you've been working so hard, it's a shame. And I wish you would have known better. And that's
and I didn't mean to go into when it comes to my family, I'm protective and I love my family and I love all my family. And that includes anybody that watches is my family. But when a family member does this, so that's your choice. You do what you feel like you need to do, but I ain't going to help you out of it. So
doozy. All right. Heck yeah. Tuesday teaching. So I hope that this was informative. We threw a lot at you. It got happy and then it got a little sad because it got true, because we had to be true. All right.
Sorry.
So just watch what we're doing. We all need to be better. And Cosmos said, like, at the end of his suicide, he thought he was cursed. I felt like I had a devil trying to get me to kill myself, right? I had a plan in my head. It was me that did that to me. And I know that. And that's effed up. So the only devils that are here are what's in our heads. Nothing's making us do anything. If we hear that part of ourselves, we can tell it that shut the F up and get in the back seat. You don't have to listen to that. You don't have to say the devil made me do it because you gave in. Just because a thought or an image comes into your head doesn't mean you have to act it out or play it out. Right. We have to use discernment.
Right. And then the only thing, this Loki still, if you are like the word Jesus, for example, and go with your higher self. Just go with your higher self. If you need to like give to a divine and light, and but you're atheist or whatever your belief, and that's okay. However your belief, go to your highest self. It's your light. And the divine will help you regardless. You don't have to believe. The light will just help you regardless. The divine still chasing my ass down. So you know that if it's still chasing me down, it's going to chase you down. And so if you feel like you don't want to call on Jesus or God, and it just freaks you out for the words itself, the higher self, Buddha, Krishna, love, whatever, Lucifer's love. People just got him. Well, he's a total hateful act. No, he's not. Now, and by the way, I would like to just quick, you can say God in a bad name and do something bad in God's name, or you can do something bad in Lucifer's name. It's not the name, it's your choice and your perception and how you choose to do that. And that's wrong, so everybody's got all these mixed up, and that's terrible when you've seen Jesus, what he did for all of humanity and all of that. So, let's just take our names and start in here and go forth, because all the information is always in here. And that's what all Jesus was trying to teach all of you was just take from here and out and heal, but not, and that. So, but I did want to mention that if you are suicidal, because Cosmos said he didn't want to call on God or Jesus, call on your higher self, call on your spirit guide, call on love, call your friend. It don't matter. Just don't be by yourself. Call on the highest, whatever it at that moment it is. If it's only your highest self, you'll still get some really good, because it's still love. You're still love. So it's all going, it will help you. And that and something wanted me to mention that. So that's important for somebody.
I get it, because when this all started for me, when someone would say something about Jesus, it upset me, which sucks. But it's because people shove it in your face to shame you. And that's not what that energy should have ever been about. And people have fucked that up. Churches, it's all fucked up.
It's besides churches, it's people, it's everybody has. Everybody has. And and it's just have to straighten it out.
Right. I'm forgiven, you're not. It's nonsense.
Everybody's forgiven.
Yeah. And it sucks, because that's not an easy way to go as a teacher, that he was willing to do that to show us things, and we still didn't effing get it. That we're still so ignorant and so easily. But again, we choose it. We want it. We want to see this, because if we thought all that stuff was true, now we see how shitty of a person we've been, and we don't want to face that. We'd rather think.
Well, this is Lucaeus. So on Jesus, I will say, the few that did get it are still teaching that message, and the beautiful message, the apostles. And Jennifer's one of, she's John the Baptist, and she's still teaching that. So the few picked it up, a few understood it, and it's not about the quality of the people, it's the quantity of the person. That's the ego is always about, Jesus wasn't concerned, was he going to get the mass? No, he just did the quantity. It was the quality of the message, and it was just, not worried about, if I'm going to grab all these people. He knew there's going to be a lot of haters in there. It was just the quality of the message. That was what he was looking for. And the quantity of the people that did pick it up were the ones that did bring the beautiful and the love. And however he died, that's how he died. And that's how spiritual teachers, when you're teaching, you just hope somebody's taking your message for the right reasons and go and teach it outwards, like you are teaching. And the reason Michelle's upset and Angie's upset about some things is Michelle personally taught somebody and took her knowledge that she taught out of love into this hate, ego, control. And it was upsetting to her. Like, that's not what but once it leaves you, and that's their choice to teach it however they're meant to teach it in this lifetime, and it's out of your hands. So Jesus was out of Jesus's hands. And that, so Jesus did teach, right? So so however you're choosing to teach it, I mean, you could be listening to us all day long, but if you take the knowledge and you knock a coffee cup out of somebody's hand, well, now whatever, so and we
that's beautiful though, because it shows what has happened, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus taught people, they didn't get it. You taught someone from love, taught them this stuff. They took it and twisted it and taught it the way that they want to teach it. That's you see? You see it. Do you guys see it? How easy? Because we're here teaching love. So if someone takes it however they take it, they're going to teach it however they teach it. And it still has the same feeling, kind of. Wow.
Right. And they come across as, this loving person, whatever, and they are a loving person. That's the sad thing. Michelle, this person is a loving person and a great dad, and when this all smacked Michelle, just smacked her out of the blue, and this other person needed to understand there's more to the story of why Michelle walked away. We voted her to walk away because we don't teach power and we don't teach control. We teach love. And if somebody's going to I'm going to take them away from you because you don't deserve, you can't do that. You have your own counsel. You can't take somebody else's divine team. You have your own. And so you take this knowledge being taught to you and you teach it however, then that's why you have to have discernment. Watch your stuff. If it don't feel right, it's probably not right. And this person, I felt in their heart, this wasn't right. But you follow the masses because, hey, I'm going to follow. And that is going to make you fall down. And that repercussion doesn't come over here. It comes over purely on you and the karma on you. So that's why once it leaves you, it leaves us, whatever. So knowing you're a spiritual teacher, however they choose to take that information, like Jesus, that's just how they take that. That's part of your spirit. That's Loki's dealt with that forever. And and that's what happened with Atlantis. And he just gave up, like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. I can't watch people do hate and spew it because your world is beautiful. Because you all see with this much, we see this much. We see all this love and light and everybody. So the more, like, Destiny can do love and light, Jennifer can do love and light, but have boundaries. Set your boundaries so you're not overdoing it. And Jennifer, for you, I got to do a week. Your guides are saying 2 days ain't going to cut it for you, girl. They said, and your friend as well that's doing and helping you out, I'm seeing she's kind of drained as well. So we're going to do, I kind of throw a little bit around her and that, since we don't really have permission on her, but we'll do some. But Jennifer, we have about a week and sending some, because when you give a lot of love, you got to fill your cup up as well and make sure that it's all, so as spiritual teacher, that would be something Jesus had to learn. That's just, so you see one of your students going out doing something, you go, oh wow, I didn't teach that. It's not how you taught it, that's just how they took it.
Yeah.
So
perfect. All right, well, I have to pee, so let's wrap this up.
Okay, Marcus.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I got grab Marcus. Well, this was kind of heavy, so I'm going to grab my feather here, and I'm just really going to just kind of, since there's a lot of crap here, I'm just kind of just want to feel it better with some love. Yeah, so just feel some love coming your direction. I'm just sending a bunch of love here. And just that's maybe my ending of just sending some love. And I'm going to do a quick bowl here as well, because there's a lot given to everybody. So I kind of want to send some love to everybody, clear in the air, wherever you are. Just close your eyes, let it go where it's going to take you. It's clear those negative energies. You're going to feel a purple light of divinity hit you. Let that hit you. It's going to come forth and just clear all of that. You're going to feel really good. You're not your hate. That's an illusion. Hate is an illusion. So according to the board, everybody's been cleared. Because as soon as it makes no noise, it just means everybody's cleared, and that's a good thing. So you're not your hate. That's an illusion. You're your love. And just know your free will. Just know, your love. And it got deep, but Loki's passionate about this, and the girls are passionate about this. And if you knew Cosmo in life, he's a wonderful man. And they take this very personally, because he's a wonderful man, and there's so much he missed out. And they don't want you girls to do that. And if Loki went off, because Loki's passionate, he's been here for a very long. We both have, but we want love as much as everybody. And I will talk about Jesus all day long. So on the Lucian side, I will talk about Jesus. All right. So I wish everybody a wonderful till Thursday. Well, you can have a wonderful week, but not till Thursday. Then after that, do not have a great day, because you gotta wait till you you better wait. But I hope everybody does, and I hope that energy was a good clearing on everybody. I'm feeling people need to go outside, just kind of get the funk, because there was a lot, but it's going to hit your heart. It's going to help you. And the teachers out there, thank you very much. It helps. Let's get everybody love, because it starts with you, working on the inside with you. Because you remember your love, you're unconditionally loved. It all starts in here, and you go out, and believe it or not, it starts with you and your love. Watch your words, be playful, smile even when you don't feel like it. Somebody needs that. And cut words out of your vocabulary like depressed and mad. Just cut out your vocabulary altogether. And you'll notice that somebody else will pay attention to that. Somebody else will pay attention to that. And that's how we get love going. And that's how you start all of that, and it sounds like I'm just describing an orgy, but hey, there you go. But I'm going to hand it to my priestess on whatever side she's at. And I bid adieu from this point of view, and the Counsel of Lucian.
Perfect. Jennifer said Megan is willing to have energy healing. So
perfect. And tell her there'll be a week. And this is still Marcus. Tell her from all of us, we're going to do a week with her as well. She's very drained, and I feel like a lot with her as well. So tell her the same thing we told you. Tell her the same thing. So we're going to, you and Megan, we're going to on our love list for a week. You're going to have some energy. So. Perfect.
And Destiny says, thank you guys with some hearts. Y'all are welcome. Jennifer said, thank you. Y'all are welcome. Thank you for joining us. We hope that it resonated with you and that you enjoyed it. Thank you to Spirit, all of them, for coming forth and always sharing their wisdom and mixing it with ours so that you understand them and you understand the human equivalent of it. Super thankful you guys are here, and just know you guys are doing an awesome job pretending to be human. We love you very much. Keep up the good work. You've got this shit. We'll see you on Thursday.